that brings us up to a number of what are we leaking right here? What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we are here at the Goon Squad garage. As you guys know, we finally finished up this G63 build right here, and we usually like to do a price breakdown to show you guys kind of what we put into this thing, and honestly to tell you guys if it's worth rebuilding something like this. And this build is basically over, so what we're gonna do is some wheeling and some dealing. We're gonna just drive this thing around, test it out, and also go over the prices of what everything costed. And we got a whole entire page, front and back right there, just going over every part, every bit of this whole entire project. We didn't miss anything, and we got it pretty much down to the penny right there. And also, you guys know this sucker was rolled over on its top, so we got really lucky on this one right here, and we didn't have to dig into that motor. Like as far as like internally goes, we did have to dig around the motor, but we didn't have to dig into it. So one thing that we're gonna go ahead and point out is never ever buy a G-Wagon that was rolled over, and we'll get into the details a little bit later. But as of right now, let's just go ahead, fire this sucker up, go ripping around town, and we're gonna go do a price breakdown.
Dude, just a blast to drive, dude.
What an epic car this sucker is right here, man. I hope we spent money on this thing wisely. You think it was money well spent?
I think it's worth it, man. This thing is a beast. I can see why this thing is so hyped. You know why everybody likes the G63s. I mean, these things are just so fun to drive.
Do you think this thing is worth $220,000 though?
Honestly, I would never buy one for that much, dude.
But,
never buy one. I would only buy it if what we did to it. You know what I mean? That's the only way I'd buy
That's
one.
the only reason why we buy wrecked stuff, because we get it at such a discount. But this one was kind of a different story. So let's just go ahead and reveal that first number, dude.
Let's do it.
So we're gonna start with the most important number, what we purchased this sucker off the auction for. And at the time, we honestly thought this car wasn't that badly wrecked. We thought we just needed some body parts, some suspension, and we thought we were even gonna straighten out the roof, which that turned out to not be the case. But you know what? We ended up just bidding until we won, and that price was, with fees and all, $100,805.50. So that's a pretty hefty number right there. But of course, that's not all. There is still a lot more to go, guys. We slapped a bunch of dealership parts, a bunch of used parts, a bunch of aftermarket parts on this sucker to get it to original spec right here. And it's just absolutely beautiful. But let's keep on moving and show you guys what we got in it in total. Flexes. Cut it left. And keep going. Whoa, let me see the articulation on this sucker. Dang. Whoa. Thing looks sick. Not even bottoming out. Oh, a little bit of scrapage. Dang, dude, this thing just stretches and it wants to crawl, dude.
I don't think you ever need to put this thing in like low gear or locker mode. I mean, unless you're doing some serious stuff. But dude, this thing grips. I guess the tires, you
is like all-wheel drive all the time, right?
Front, you know, it's perfect, dude.
Straight axle in the back, dude.
It's a crawler, man.
Let's go off-road this thing.
We need to. Urban off-roading.
Good too. Hey, this thing's got good clearance overall. What are we leaking right here? Water.
Oh, that's probably I don't know. I want to scratch up the wheels.
Oh, dude, look at that. Back it out. Seriously? Well, I guess this is it, guys. Oh, I was about to say, don't buy them. Oh no. There's somebody out there? What the heck? Let's get out of here, dude. But first, let's tell you guys the first batch of parts that we got for this sucker, and that costed us $7,120. But you know what the cool thing about that price tag is? That included the front bumper, the rear bumper, the bull bar, the tire cover, the left fender, the fender flares, and some of the moldings. And you know what? Actually, all that stuff was all the same color as our G-Wagon, so we didn't have to paint a bunch of that stuff, which is just awesome. So that brings us to a current total of $107,925 right there. But that's not all, guys, for the eBay parts. There was still a bunch more random stuff, but let's just keep on moving. Dude, imagine if this thing was diesel, dude.
That'd be sick. I think they have some, just not in America, you know?
Really? But would it rip as hard, though?
I don't know, maybe, dude.
I feel like diesels, they're just made for torque.
Depends on what kind of diesel, you know what I mean, that they put in here, dude.
Yeah, that's true.
That'd be sick, though. Rolling coal on a G-Wagon, that'd be pretty sick.
Dude, that'd be insane. But what about the new electric G-Wagon? What are your thoughts on that sucker, dude?
May have to get our hands on one of those.
Whoa.
Dude, those look cool. I mean, the way they like drive and articulate, dude, they're legit.
They could do like a literal like 360 in one spot.
Yeah, the front tires can go one way and the rear tires can go the other way.
Yeah,
that's sick.
I think they got a motor for each wheel, which that's insane. But so far, man, the V8 twin turbo is
a blast.
It's unbeatable, man.
Oh, 100%, man. The sound and everything.
The crackles, dude. And it's not even tuned, dude.
Matt, we need to get like a little crackle tune on this thing.
Burble tune?
Something like that.
Popcorn tune? This sucker right here is just made for absolute adventure, made for any type of terrain, dude.
Dude, I'm telling you, off-roading it did great, and then we did like some mountain roads, you know, some winds and stuff like that, and this thing just handles good, man.
Dude, I honestly don't see how the person flipped, because it handles so good on turns, and it has a G-force meter in there, and it's not top heavy.
And the seats hold you in place. You know, they are electronic. They're super awesome whenever you get to drive one of these things. Man, I even tried to like get it on two wheels, man, and this thing just grips.
I seen that. Maybe there was like another car involved in the accident.
Could have been,
something else,
or something super high speed. Anything could happen, but this thing does amazing, dude.
Yep, and we made it here to this one of our favorite spots up here, and it's time to go over some more parts.
Yeah,
dude.
So we're gonna continue with the eBay parts. These are just random parts that we just got off of eBay instead of going to the dealership, just saving a little bit of money. So we're gonna start off with the fender for the front right side. That costed $570. The roof airbags, that was $400. The brake rotor, $650. The brake caliper was $1,400. The headlight for the front left, that was $750. We got the turn signals for the fenders, that was $800. And then you got the driver mirror, $900. But last but not least, the last thing that we bought off of eBay was the tires. That was $1,200. And these tires right here, they absolutely suck, dude.
Dude, that is insane. Yeah, they suck on highways. They're not balancing out at all. But for stuff like this, they're perfect.
They're perfect. They look amazing. I wish we could run them, but I think we're going to get some new tires, something better, some higher quality, maybe some street tires, because these things over 60 miles an hour, they're horrible. And we want to drive this thing on the highway. You know, this is not just off-roading. We'll keep these suckers, you know, for the winter time or mud time, whatever. We might slap them back on, but
they look good. I will give them that.
They look good. I wish they would have balanced out better than they look. You know what I mean?
Yes,
But anyways, that whole total of all the extra eBay parts was $6,670, which puts us at a grand total for right now is $114,595. But now we got to move on to the dealership parts.
So we ended up spending $15,713 at the Atlanta dealership. That consisted of some major components like the roof skin, a whole entire door, all the glass that we needed, like that windshield right there, some wiring harnesses, some suspension components, and just like some major like stuff, like I think body panels and like some outer skin. And that brings us to a current total of $130,308. So let's go ahead and give you guys the online dealership parts. We actually started there because we thought we were gonna get some better prices there, but you know what? That turned out to not be the case. But what we bought online was like the cooling system, an axle shaft, and a bunch of other little random stuff as well. And we spent $6,803 there, which brings us to a grand total of $137,111 right there, which is pretty dang insane. But that's not the end of it, guys. Right now we're gonna do some more off-roading up on the mountain, see what this thing can do on some like low range crawling. We got some pretty steep stuff out here, so let's see what it's capable of, and then we'll give you guys that grand total. Like it ain't nothing. How do we make this look steeper?
it in 4x4. There's sand, trail, and rock. I didn't have in rock mode. This is rock mode stuff right here, dude.
Dude, that is epic.
I wonder what it'll do differently. Maybe it'll crawl a little bit better, you
Look,
know?
I think it locks everything in because I remember only the yellow lights were on and only one red light was on.
Yeah, when you actually drive and it slips, it'll lock in the front and rear. So this is all your lockers. So
that's
front,
insane.
Rear, and everything.
As soon as I seen it spin one time, after that it stopped and it would engage and it would just crawl.
That's exactly when the red light's on, is when it's all engaged. So right now it's all fully engaged. Put it in rock mode, and this is where it's made to rock right here.
You're so good. Dude, it's literally like 2 inches from hitting the rear bumper, but the way that this thing is like designed, I guess, is just perfect. Dude, make sure your massaging seats are on while you're crawling too.
You can literally massage. You put these little things out right here, your neck ain't going nowhere.
Dude, that's awesome, man.
Dude, I can't believe it crawled up so nicely. I think in rock mode, it even crawls like a lot better, you know what I mean?
Wow, dude, is it worth it?
Dude, 100%. Like, if you got the money, this would be perfect for like the ultimate off-road vehicle. Imagine.
Dude, they built a crawler version of this, I think, for Drake. All right, so one thing that I do want to talk about briefly, we mentioned earlier in the video of why you should never buy a wrecked G-Wagon that was rolled over. So we got super lucky with this one right here. This sucker was rolled on its top. It probably was on its top for over like 5 minutes, maybe an hour, maybe a couple hours before like a wrecker got out there to flip it back over. But usually what happens when one of these suckers rolls over on its top, the oil will work its way to the heads. And then once you roll it back over and you try to start it, there's still oil in those heads. And basically that causes like compression or too much compression in there. And it doesn't allow it to move freely like it should. And it could bend a piston rod. It could damage your camshafts. Just a bunch of issues that could happen internally that you would never be able to see. So we got lucky, honestly. This sucker just... Probably, I don't even know if it got wool in the heads. What do you think, dude?
I don't think so. I mean, honestly, the most important thing is a bent valve, which that's what we thought happened.
Yeah.
But dude, it was just one little sensor, dude. Maybe when they rolled it back over, sat for a very long time at the auction.
Oil made its way back down,
yes,
and
sir.
Then we got it started up, or they started it up, and you know what? Turned out to be an absolute steal of a deal because basically all we got left on the numbers is the aftermarket stuff, which was these wheels right here and the Army Tricks exhaust. So the Army Tricks exhaust was a sponsorship deal, so there's no price on that. We won't mention that right there. But as for these wheels, we got an amazing discount. We ended up spending around $7 grand on these wheels, which these are super sick 3-piece wheels from 1886 Forge. They look absolutely beautiful. Honestly, that's kind of what completed this build. Those wheels, along not with those tires. Those tires were not the best, so we're gonna switch that up. But the wheels look super good. So that brings us up to a number of $146,111 right there for a rebuilt G63 right here. And that sucker practically looks brand new right there, which I think that is a steal of a deal right there, guys. I mean, we could probably sell this thing upwards of, if I'm being lenient, I'd say 175, 180K if I'm being fair. But dude, there's profit to be made right there. And of course, there is some stuff that we didn't include into the price. And I do want to give a huge shout out to V-Tuned for knocking out the framework on this thing, and also L&D Solutions for repairing the dash. We worked out some deals behind the scenes on that type of stuff right there. There might have been some costs that we didn't include, like paint supplies, which was like 1,500 bucks. So right under, or right in that 147,000, 148,000 range is absolutely insane right there. So who wants it? Come get it. Just kidding, guys. This sucker is not for sale. We're definitely going to enjoy it for quite some time. We'll see what the future holds. We definitely keep you guys updated. But with all that being said, that's going to be a wrap for today's video. Definitely drop all your comments and thoughts down below and let us know what you guys want to see next. But as of right now, it's on to the next one. Peace.